Live and direct, bitch, ghetto kung fu.
They really gotta have it, the hood about static. You're killing yourself if you know where the cops live. At least that's the folklore expressed by them blockheads. To shuffle back and forth like them rockheads. Prostitute pushers and potheads. Winos collecting them pop cans. Stick up kids in that hot van. Ready to jump out with hot shells to dump out them rock fam. They say he got the block on smash for him.
So we are here again for another episode of the Downbeat with the infamous, wonderfully talented Mr. Hassaan Mackey.
Peace.
Good friend for the past couple years. First thing is, how long have you been making beats?
Man, probably about 14, 15 years maybe. Yeah, solid.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the interest for wanting to do it and actually learning how to use a machine.
Okay.
I learned how to use the Kurzweil first when I was probably like 16.
Okay.
The keyboard or whatever. So,
yeah.
I already.
That has sampling ability?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it had either like 16 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody from like our age demographic, man, when they first started sampling, they started sampling on machines that only had like a limited amount of sample. Yeah, I think it was like the SP back in the SP404 or something, or 808 or whatever.
Yeah, SP1200.
Yeah, no, not that expensive shit. The little box, the one that.
The SP.
But the original one, I think it only had like.
The Boss
it only had like fucking 8 seconds of sample time.
The Gemini, remember the Gemini with
the mixer?
The mixer with the big circle button. That joint.
Yeah. So I know you have a relationship with Mr. Kev Brown.
Yeah.
Have you ever picked up any tricks of the trade from
Oh yeah,
from
man.
him?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? That's Yoda right there. I learned a lot from Kev. What's crazy is a lot of my sounds are like the old joints that he don't even use par himself. He don't really mess with them or whatever.
He gave you a library.
He gave me a library of sounds and I tweaked them to my liking or whatever.
So nowadays, man, are you still sampling directly from vinyl, or do you always sample directly from vinyl? Do you sometimes do it other ways?
When I'm sampling, it really, like, I love sampling from vinyl first and foremost. That's my honest go-to if I could do it. But if I hear something that I can't get on vinyl, then I'll just sample it from wherever I get it from, you know what I mean? And then dirty it up the way I want to make it sound like it's on a record.
But when you get into a beat block or if you're just trying to make a quick beat, do you have like a favorite record or artist or even genre that you know that you could just dig in the crate real quick and you're gonna find this thing and you're gonna be able to find a sample?
Like Flora Plume or like Airtho, you know what I mean? Or like fucking like Vishnu Orchestra, all that old jazz fusion shit that our parents played.
Yeah.
That we was like, oh, what's that? You know what
I do particularly myself. I love like progressive like rock.
Yeah, prog rock. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, I can always go to that genre and I know I'm always gonna find something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, have you you said what was the machine you used to use? The keyboard?
I wasn't using it in particular. It was one that I learned on my man Trey Z, my man Ty Elliott. He taught me how to use his Kurzweil.
Okay.
I was like 15, 16 in a crew called Mad Noise after I left Timberland Foundation.
Okay.
And he had a studio in his basement. He had all these records and everything, and I would spend all my time over there after school. And I was just curious to know, like, yo, what this button do?
Yeah.
And he wasn't shying away from showing me, you know what I mean? So he taught me how to loop stuff or whatever. And then years went by. I linked up with my brother QP. He had the XL. You know what I mean? He left me with his XL for like about 2 months, just showed me how to work it. And I could think I was like 21, my first apartment, just sitting there banging out. Then at some point he's like, yo, I need my machine back. You know what I'm saying? And then I bought one that this kid barely used in a box, $2,500 for like $300.
Oh wow, you got a deal, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it felt like I stole it.
Well, that was kind of the question. Is has MPC been your go-to machine since you really started making beats?
Really
or?
since I really
Okay.
started making beats, like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, the go-to was to always get an MP, you know, before that. And of course, we had little Casio,
Yeah.
white joint with the turquoise buttons and shit.
Yeah.
We fucked around or whatever.
Is there one particular trick or plug-in or just magical something that you think that other producers don't do that you know about that you would like to share with everybody out in the world?
Honestly, man, I feel like I'm still a student.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anything I find, I stumble upon stuff and I'm like, ooh, I'll either remember it or I might not, and then remember it somewhere later on down the line. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything particularly different per se, except for just making what I hear in my head and interpreting it. You know what I mean? Being able to interpret what it is through the machine.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how whack was the first beat you ever made?
I'd say probably like a 9.5. Not even, yo, like maybe I'd give it maybe a strong 6, man, or maybe a 5, because it was just kind of like mad sounds. And shit,
It had potential. Like you had the idea structure there, but
yeah, it was. You know what I mean? It was just a little busy.
if you had the ability, who are 3 really influential people to you that you would love to work with someday?
For Rick, yo, I love to produce some shit for Snoop, yo. Like, that I feel like that shit would be funky as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Cause I love funk music for one.
You might have to sample that Funkadelic that you was playing earlier.
Oh yeah, real spit. I got a bunch of shit like that I know he'd crushed on. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, in the cut if he heard it, man. I'd love to do some more shit with YU.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a dope MC and producer. And I like the way we work together. Yo, a project with you would be dope.
You know where I'm at, bro. You know what I'm saying?
With you would be dope.
That's not too hard to accomplish.
That's not hard to accomplish at all.
Do you have a background in like musicality? Like, do you know how to play the keys and shit?
Like by ear
right.
On some. I had the potential, like, to probably do the shit when I was a kid, because I had kid instruments, you know, piano at grandma crib type of shit, and it just wasn't nothing. My brother told me that my mother played the cello when she was little.
Yeah.
I don't think she stuck with it though.
Yeah.
But she played it. She always sang in the house and shit like that or whatever, and that was something I was influenced by as well. So the music shit always been around, man, and I kind of, just soaked it up in ways where I guess I would like see it and be like, oh, I could do that, rather being in like a state of mind of feeling like, oh, I wonder how that works. You know what I mean? Because you know how we somehow have cracked the code of making dope shit, and we know it's dope already before anybody else hears it, and that's okay. Yeah. It's not like you like I'm the best.
It took a long time to get there for me, man.
But you know what I'm saying, you know your shit when you hear your shit, and you also know when some shit sound out of place.
So we gonna get into this, man, and we just gonna sit here. We gonna document your process, and
for sure.
Hopefully we can come up with something crafty.
I bet. Sometimes I'll start with the sample, sometimes I'll start with the drums. It really in no particular order, it just depends on how I'm feeling. Some quick shit.
Live and direct, bitch, ghetto kung fu.